This video explains why Ronald Greene and Manuel Elijah Ellis were killed by police. Hello friends, this is Unmasked Truth with Harmanjeet Saini, where I provide unique analysis of world events based on the unmasked truth that after surrender, Germany continued World War II clandestinely and became a killing machine. I also provide true news that you will find nowhere else. On May 27, 2021, USA Today reported on the rally to demand justice for the death of 49-year-old black man Ronald Greene at the hands of Louisiana police. Speakers at a Thursday rally demanded charges be filed against Louisiana state troopers who stunned, punched, choked, and dragged Ronald Greene before his May 2019 death. Greene, 49 years old, died after his arrest outside of Monroe. Louisiana State Police released body camera and dash camera footage of the incident last Friday after the Associated Press published videos of Greene's arrest earlier in the week. State Police Captain Nick Manelli said in an email that the troopers involved have already received internal discipline while awaiting the results of the federal review. He said the state police force continues to cooperate in the investigation and is confident in the judicial system and fair review of this incident. Lee Merritt, the attorney for the Ronald Greene family, held a news conference on the steps of the Louisiana State Capitol in Baton Rouge on Thursday, May 27, after Louisiana State Police had released all the body camera footage from his arrest in 2019. Greene had led the state troopers on a high-speed chase before he was pulled over. State police delayed opening an investigation into the troopers' use of force until nearly a year and a half after Greene's death. Another similar case is that of 33-year-old black man Manuel Elijah Ellis, who died while in police custody on March 3, 2020 in Tacoma, Washington. Associated Press reported on May 27, 2021 on the filing of charges against the Tacoma police officers involved in his death. The Washington State Attorney General on Thursday charged two Tacoma police officers with murder and another with manslaughter in the death of Manuel Ellis, a black man who died after repeatedly telling them he couldn't breathe as he was being restrained. Attorney General Bob Ferguson filed charges of second-degree murder against officers Christopher Burbank and Matthew Collins, and first-degree manslaughter against Officer Timothy Rankin. Witnesses reported seeing Burbank and Collins, who were both white, attack Ellis without provocation, according to a probable cause statement filed in Pierce County Superior Court. Rankin, who is described as Asian in court documents, is accused of putting pressure on Ellis's back as he said he couldn't breathe. Ellis, 33, died on March 3, 2020, tasered, handcuffed, and hog-tied with his face covered by a spit hood just weeks before George Floyd's death under the knee of a white Minneapolis police officer triggered a nationwide reckoning on race and policing. The Pierce County medical examiner called Ellis's death a homicide and attributed to lack of oxygen from being restrained with an enlarged heart and methamphetamine intoxication as contributing factors. Ellis was not fighting back, the probable cause statement said. All three civilian witnesses at the intersection state that they never saw Ellis strike at the officers. According to the Associated Press report, Ellis had a history of mental illness and addiction. In September 2019, he was found naked after trying to rob a fast food restaurant. A sheriff's deputy subdued him with a taser after he refused to remain down on the ground and charged towards law enforcement. By the way, I don't buy that Ellis had any mental illness. That is a tactic used by criminals to avoid the death penalty. Now, at the news conference held by the family attorney, Ronald Greene's mother, Mona Harding, made a statement in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which expresses the sentiments of the Greene and Ellis families. She said, "It hurts the hell out of me to say my son was murdered. It's so disrespectful to the state of Louisiana to continue this and run this through, hoping that eventually it will lose traction. For some reason or another, they're hoping it will die away, which is not going to happen." The statement actually applies to the Greene, Ellis, and literally millions. Uh, the statement actually applies to Greene, Ellis, and literally millions of black and white families as well. All the civil rights advocates at the rallies accused the authorities of being slow to seek justice against the police officers involved by waiting more than a year to carry out investigations or file charges. But the United States has waited more than 2 decades, and in some cases 3 to 4 decades, to bring murderers like Ronald Greene and Manuel Ellis to justice for the murders they committed. Any person can do the math quite easily about how many black men and women, German masqueraders, and people of other races might be involved in crimes of murder against whites of non German ancestry when one considers that 5 to 6 million of them were cremated alive in electric crematoriums and 3 to 4 million died in medical murders or murders by other means. And usually, more than one person was involved in planning and executing each of such murders. Therefore, there could be at least 12 to 15 million black people, German masqueraders, and other criminals involved who are still alive and cashing in on the rewards provided by the German masqueraders for such murders. Their descendants who are cashing in on the rewards could number anywhere from 60 to 80 million today. These are staggering number of criminals who still need to be brought to justice. Ronald Greene was a murderer who was executed for his crime of cremating a white adult or child of non German ancestry alive. Most of such murders were committed more than 19 to 20 years ago. But my information is that Manuel Ellis was himself involved in such a murder. He could have had a hand in the murder at the age of 13 to 14 years, along with one or more, both of his parents. Or actually, more likely, Ellis himself committed the murder more recently. We don't know before murdering their victims how long the murderers would have terrorized their victims with threats or abused or tortured them. And that was not the end of the crimes of these murderers. They have actually been killed by police because of their very recent crimes and continuing crimes of threatening white women or young girls to become their mistresses or have sex with them. Tens of millions who have committed crimes in the past still wait justice. The ones being killed for their crimes are actually still committing crimes. Some are being brought to justice of those who had committed crimes in the past. They're being brought to justice one by one. But you can imagine that because of the sheer numbers involved, the task is huge. However, we cannot allow these criminals to continue committing more crimes even today. That's why people like George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Jacob Blake Jr., Dijon Kizzee, Dante Wright, and others had to be shot or put to death quickly. Their further crimes needed to be stopped immediately. The Ronald Greene family does not have Benjamin Crump as their attorney. Their family attorney is Lee Merritt. One has to understand the mindset of the German masqueraders. They do not like even a penny to leak out of their criminal enterprise system. So, all attorneys representing these black men and women who were killed by police for their own crimes have committed the same crime themselves. These attorneys. They've committed the same crime of murdering a white adult or child of non German ancestry. Attorney Lee Merritt got Ronald Greene's family as a client as a reward for his own crime. The day of reckoning will come for Lee Merritt also, as for attorney Ben Crump. So mark all such attorneys and you will know who some of the tens of millions of murderers are. The day of reckoning will also come for Philonis Floyd, the brother of George Floyd, and for Marsha Carter Patterson, the mother of Manuel Ellis, and Mona Harding, the mother of Ronald Greene, because most likely they were involved in the original crime of murder. In the meantime, they may become rich because of the settlements with the cities and counties, but they and their families will not be allowed to keep their ill gotten gains when their day of reckoning arrives. I hope people realize that these are not killings of innocent black men by racist or rogue policemen. The black men were being executed for some of the most heinous crimes a human being can commit, and they were still committing more crimes. Their brutal killing, as they may appear to be, were nothing compared to what they did to their victims. So they were treated much better than they deserved when they were killed. Rest assured that if there really are rogue policemen killing innocent black men, they will be brought to justice. But if young black men persist in more crimes, they will continue to pay with their lives. I hope they make the right choice. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please continue to watch my videos and read my articles on important world events, World War III watch, politics, international business, advice on health and medical problems, and much more for in-depth and insightful analysis. Please also subscribe to my YouTube and Facebook channels, both titled the same, Unmasked Truth with Harmanjeet Saini, to view and get information on the latest videos.